And we're back to the PPC. My name is Merlo. I am from Italy, far, far away. Tonight, it's basically what time it is? Oh, it's like 10 p.m., something like that. It would be Kresnik in broad daylight, just happy to be here, happy to cast. He's just chilling with
I have a
no
whole night
neighbors.
ahead of me after this. Oh.
True. Just sleeping, cozy little bed. You'd have no neighbors. Like, you're fine. You're chill.
Drink some hot cocoa. I mean, I have neighbors, but I'm up in the New Hampshire suburbs now, so I have quite a ways between me and the next closest house between me, Merlo.
There's a lots of green between me and neighbors. There's a lot of space. You're living the life. I'm just in a condo, trying to survive. The struggle.
Don't make it sound that serious. Yeah, I was picking up the trash before I got online here. I mean, I actually found a half-eaten sandwich. Big win today.
Big win, making bags, every day is just a blessing. Yesterday was turkey. Today.
What is it?
But it's kind of the situation, We're trying to do the best we can with the best we got. Just like Pickled Pepper, because last week they tried to play. They won, that's for sure, but it came with a prize because they were not super confident about that win. They didn't go clean 3-0. They actually had to fight for it. And today, we're going to see a super nice game just after this one because I think this one is the good one. This is basically first place versus second place, Pickled Pepper versus Sanguine, and first to second place. Yeah. They're gonna be, it's gonna be a super high skill matchup. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure about that. Because the first two bands are gonna be Wardens and Fish Market for
banned by Pickled Pepper.
Yeah, and Sanguine, they're gonna go with Ice Mines and Frog Island, and Jaguar Falls is gonna be the first map. So no Stone Quarry. That's okay. Jaguar Falls, a pretty standard map. And let's see what they got. I'm super curious. I know Ash is gonna come up at some point, even banned or picked. She's gonna be there. Apart from that, I know Atlas also will be there, but I don't know about the others. I'm completely, in the dark here. Strix is gonna be the first ban. Yeah, that's okay. What do you expect, Kresnik? What do you want to see?
What I want to see, I mean, for Sanguine, I think you have to target maybe the Lex, maybe the Torvald, all those things that they've kind of fallen back on and have been very, very successful for them. Pickled Pepper, though, they actually banned the Terminus, and I like that. I like that they're targeting Hero, because Hero's been playing a ton of Terminus. They've been prioritizing it over Inara, actually, so interesting to see them kind of approaching it from that direction. And I actually I put that in wrong. Actually, don't mind me, because it is Victor. They've chosen to do both of the auto hit scan bans. And the reason I typed in Torvald was because he was first picked by Pickled Pepper, to the surprise of, I would say, nobody. With how much they've been playing him, he's been so impactful for Pickled Pepper. Even though we're on Jaguar Falls here, you don't need line of sight if you play together. We just saw it almost be successful in the hands of Tempest team.
Indeed, and right now he's getting back, baby, into that meta. Of course, the possibility of giving bubble and staying alive, it's huge when you're playing a flank composition. But right now, Sanguine, they still have the Corvus available. They still have, Janos is still free. Vivian and Victor are banned. So Willow and Droxus, those two are the one that I'm looking for, and that's going to be Inara and Janos. Yeah, of course, Janos is going to be there. Inara, best point tanking in the game right now until she gets nerfed. Androxus coming onto the other side, and Androxus with a bubble shield. That's huge. Like, that's very hard to deal with. Yeah. Grover, of course, coming in with Deep Roots. That means that Rom cannot be played at all from Sanguine's side, but that means that Ash is still available. Bumpkin into the mix. We saw a ton of Bumpkin today. They actually picked Rom inside Grover. He's not gonna have an easy or a fun time, but okay, I'll give it to them. But it's gonna be difficult for him to actually just get straight down into the backline and come back. Because Grover is gonna be there, Lex is gonna be there, so we know who's gonna benefit from that bubble shield, and Barrick. Pretty okay right now. Pretty good composition for Pickled.
They're playing it for the damage, I think, from this Barrick. I think he might have a tough time with counterplay from the ROM Cataclysm to destroy the Dome Shield on the other side, but just having that could be tougher for them to deal with. Koga picked up, though, potentially to deal with the pockets, I guess. You can play Wrecker and you can charge up your Adrenaline Junkie a little bit faster, but it does concern me a little bit having that Koga on the field against an Andro and a Lex with a Torvald bubble and with Roots that they're going to have to be playing into as well. It's going to be a big ask, I think, for, I'm assuming, Gogurt on this Koga. They're not really taking it away, so this is just what they wanted to maybe get aggressive, to maybe go in with quick on the ROM, but being nullified, being rooted, the same exact problems that ROM has for the Koga. He's going to have to go through a lot of CC to actually make whatever he wants to do work.
I don't know about this Lex. I appreciate the fact that they're going to play, you know, with Torvald Lex, as we saw before. But since I see a ROM, and soon after that Koga, I would have gone for a Shaolin with a crippling blow, you know, with a crippling arrow. Because you want to stop ROM from getting into that backline and do whatever he pleases. But then again, Pickled Pepper is the best team in town. They're the cool kids. So they make the meta. They decide what to play and what to pick. And so if they are going to go with Lex, Lex it is.
I mean, I think Lex just beats ROM. Lex, if you get lucky and get ROM as your mark, he just wins. I mean, it's 50% lifesteal, plus 30% damage boost, plus any other stacking effects you have, all just stack up on that Lex. And there's a reason they picked it so early, and why I was saying before we got in, hey, they should probably ban this, because it's insanely powerful. He already has those early wall hacks on to Poison, playing it slow, but early point control leaning towards Sanguine.
And there you go, right now, 1v1 against that Koga. He's going to lose it, and of course, right now, coming up quick, you see Andraxis backing off from the fight. They still have a clear advantage onto that right side. Bomb King actually putting a little bit of pressure right there, but Kresnik, that first blood didn't really change anything because nobody's taking control of the point. They're looking for kills.
Yeah, they're playing so slow and safe right now. Every single member of them stacked up, which will give Field quite a few roots to stack across them, with every single person getting CC'd. But I feel like they're giving up a ton of cap time to this Barrack. They're in fear, but I like the way they're answering this, catching out Skeppy as soon as he tries to push.
Right now, he's slowly chipping away from the enemy team. Koga actually doing plays right now, getting that double. And as soon as you know, he's gonna get a W as well if he actually gets onto that Grover. Grover actually forced to use that ultimate just to keep himself alive. He's gonna heal the rest of the team, but right now, all teams playing against super slowly.
Yeah, a really slow take by Sanguine. I think they must think this is the answer against them, but hey, they weren't ready for Skeppy. He came back from spawn, he caught one, he'll maybe get 3 here, and he's being enabled by the Torv.
Ooh, huge for him. He has the ultimate, he has the quad, he goes with the penta, and there you go, Pickled Pepper mechanically advanced, and they have basically the clearance to just go in and basically pop those mounts off, create that space inside the respawn. Yeah, that was pretty big for them.
Well, I mean, unreal positioning there by Skeppy, coming in and cleaning up the entire team as soon as they try to look at him. And Pickled Pepper now moving the cart relatively uncontested with an Andrew ultimate now following up, but Gogurt's ult basically finds nothing and he gets sent flying back.
He has a little bit of a Koga there, but of course he came right back to that. They still need to wait a little bit. Of course, they have the damage, they have the potential, they just need to find the right answer right now. Oh, Rom just blocked by Grover right there. Grover again popping that ultimate just to keep himself and Torvald alive. They need to back up. They still got plenty of time. Lex actually taking a kill, getting traded off by Koga, and we're back to respawn.
Yeah, as they sit back here, but Field manages to get away and keep his team alive, also bringing that little bit of extra poke to them as well as they get sent far out. But Sanguine, they don't want to move. They just think that their way to answer Pickled Pepper is to play close to each other and then burst out and find kills that way by just catching out someone on Pickled Pepper trying to overstep. But the thing is, they keep sacrificing objective control for that. They have an Inara, she's great at that, but they're giving it up to try to find these kills. It worked a little bit at the start, but if one thing goes out of control, they have no map control to fall back on.
Absolutely, and right now we see a little bit of damage coming from Poison. He's creating an area of denial with all those bombs. Nobody's really able to actually get that kill. They have a very nice control right now, Sanguine, and 40 seconds isn't that much to actually push in and get that point.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to hold through, but I mean, if one fight goes well, it can roll in. The issue is that with this limited time, that's one fight is all they have. They only can rely on that one fight here, but they've actually forced out Hero's damage reduction. This could be a chance to make that ground, but there's just a tank in both lanes, and Pickled Pepper scared to go in, but Imit Pain finds Gogurt.
That's a pretty good kill right there. The BK is going to be the follow-up. Ram all by himself. They actually can go and push him through, and they're going aggressive at it with the Grover. And as we said before, when you're Ram, you go against the Grover, you cannot escape. You need to constantly fight over and over and over. And just look at 2-0 out of a Koga single kill.
Yeah, that one pick opened the door for them. And like I said, when you're playing the way that Sanguine are, kind of not wanting to push forward, not wanting to cross that big gap, they get punished a little bit easier, right? Because they're sitting back, they're giving up this control, and Pickled Pepper were willing to pounce on that. They have a lot of mobility with their double flank composition, and that's what they were able to use to really make it in and follow up there. Looking at this build, though, Gogurt agility focused instead of shadow step focused. I think that is smart. You want to be angling a little bit more on something that can't get countered as effectively as that, because you could just play your distance away from them instead of having to potentially accidentally land right in the range of that Torvald's Nullify.
Incredible play from them. A little bit before, Pickled Peppers, they have the advantage. They have the resources and the ultimate. I don't know about you, but right now, insane damage from Koga. He's not getting anything, though, because Grover right there, you know, picking the team right back up with that heal. Andraxis is trying to do a little bit of damage in the rust with that bubble shield. Koga still having a long way to actually get into that backline right now, just firing all cylinders against Pickled Peppers. Pickled Peppers right now in a little bit of a tight spot. King Bomb is going to go in, but he doesn't find anything, so a little bit of a waste right there. Actually, Barrick trying to hold on to that point with the ultimate. We still have Torvald, we still have the ultimate, we still have lots of bubble heal to sprint around. Andraxis is going to come in, take another kill onto the other side. We see BK trying to deal with him, but the arc of those projectiles is so strange. He's not able to actually get him because he's not a hit scan.
Yeah, no way to punish that really right now, but they're grouping up here. Legacy maybe overextended. He peeked for no reason into the entire team, and now they're going to fall. The strategy by Sanguine, control this one room, is finally paying off.
Just by a single stun, he went a little bit further, and he got punished for it. Right now, Koga taking the other kill. Sanguine are trying to deflect as much as possible. Poison right now, taking another one. That was very, very close for Sanguine, and Pickled Pepper just lost it out of a single mistake.
Yeah, and Wonderful trying to make that room ended up getting isolated once the fight went on, so having to die and stagger himself a little bit, but they have time for the cart to go. Feel with those axes connects onto Gogurt, and that will make this a little bit easier with this consistent damage coming in from their support.
Absolutely, and right now we're ready to go for a little bit of defense. They need to push, you know, them onto the other field. Ooh, that was unfortunate, but that's the right thing they need to do right now. Andraxis is sliding through the air, trying to get that last kill. Rom actually putting a little bit of a defense right there, able to go away. They're not pushing super aggressively because they have control of the second half of the map, and they know that.
Yeah, with Pickled Pepper now retaking this, only a minute drained out, but if they hold this for a while, they could make this last for quite a bit. But this hard death ball by Sanguine, I would never really peg their comp as being the one that does this, but it seems to be paying off against them so far as they just try to walk in. But again, these roots just find more and more value the closer they stay from Feel, and he's hitting basically every single one of them.
And they're pretty much stacking on top of one another, so they're even finding more value than usual. And if you take the right route, you still have the possibility of using Andraxis with that ultimate. Bomb King just overextending to get a single kill. That's not going to be worth it right now, because they're going to be shredded pretty easily by the enemy team. Nobody's pushing that payload. Nobody basically is going and advancing that payload forward. So, I don't know. That was a super risky play and didn't pay off at all.
It almost did. Gogurt got so close to it, but I think just the healing from the Grover plus the CC from him really cleaned it up there. Near the very end, we saw how important what Feel was doing was, but look at this positioning by them. Just sitting on the right, keeping their distance for now so they can surround them when they come in and punish the fact that they're stacking so much and, again, sacrificing a lot of map control.
Andraxis right now finding the right spot, using that verticality to just snipe through and try to do as much damage as possible in those nooks and crannies. He's going to get taken off pretty easily. Koga actually sliding through, trying to use the ultimate to have a little bit of survivability, maybe take a kill or two. He takes one, but it's not going to be enough because, of course, Andraxis was just taken before. Right now, the payload stays put. And nobody is really moving through. Like, they're taking a lot of time just to move it up the hill a little bit. And actually, they're also falling from the high ground because you have so much high ground with that Grover. And as you can see, it's basically towering against the entire enemy team. They're not able to push successfully. It's going to be a 3-1 for Pickled Pepper.
Also, while still healing up his entire team. So Grover being able to do all of that now. Out-damaging the Koga on the other side, and look at this massive discrepancy between players that are doing damage and players that are not doing damage. The big gap between Koga and the ROM there. I mean, almost everyone between 60,000 to 73,000. Only 13K as the difference between everyone dealing damage, but having a Grover who does an insane amount. I mean, 53,000 more than the Genos on the other side. And having Barrack, a main tank that does a lot of damage, I mean, that adds up, and only having a Genos to heal you makes things so much harder on their side.
And I mean, it's really telling to see that right now Koga is not doing that much damage. He's still taking kills though. Like, he's a pretty good, cleanup crewer, but he's not doing enough. If Barrack surpasses you, something is a little bit wrong right now. Right now, Barrack actually controlling the point with a Care of the World. Pretty easy for him to actually just jump back. That's a 33% going in. Lex actually not taking another kill after that ROM. They're pushing hard, they're pushing fast. It takes another one. He gets stunned, but there's no follow-up for him. Apart from this Koga is going super crazy. 1v1, trying to get desperate that kill. And that's going to get punished, and that's going to cause the game for them.
Yeah, I think for sure Quick tries to make it in, only standing in front of everyone, no ultimate willing to be spent there, and a Hyper Beam to slow them down even further. Pickled Pepper, 4-1, they run away with it, but I feel like Sanguine kept it close, honestly, throughout that one. Their strategy worked in some situations, but as soon as Pickled Pepper said, hey, they're just sitting in one room, let's just take, the entire rest of the map that has just been left effectively uncontested for us.
Yeah, and also, once again, I like the Koga. I liked he was trying desperately to take those kills. And he was super close a couple of times, but not enough to actually be consistent. And, those crazy plays, they pay off eventually if you take the kill. But more times than other, he just went and fell short for it. And he got punished. And when Koga is out, and Bomb King, of course, is going to follow soon after, not going to be able to control that point. And yep, the stats are showing that. Like super uncontested Lex, super uncontested Andraxis are just bailing through the enemy backline, and onto the other side, ROM just 277. As I said before, you don't want to pick ROM against Grover, and it shows. He did not do that much pressure, to be honest.
I mean, I think the Inara honestly struggled more otherwise. I feel like they could have tried to make room with the Inara as Quick went in and maybe use the distraction to let Inara get away with whatever, but they were so concerned with having the Inara get burnt down when she contested the objective that they just played for that, right? They just sat a little bit maybe too safe inside, gave up the point every single time they looked like they're going to actually make a move in and try to punish them.
They had some good team fights. They had some good team fights. I don't think that Sanguine is gonna, I don't think they lost blatantly in this particular match. They had a good comp. They had a very good combo. The execution was not there though. And remember, Pickled Pepper, they're on top of the charts right now, and they showed us time and time again that they're the strongest team for a reason. They have very much super mechanical skill. Their Andraxis is basically unbeatable. And we saw right here that Torvald basically is going to be probably the next ban, because he gave a huge advantage to his team. Like the amount of utility that you can get off a Torwald that is just surviving, basically just standing there on the map. It's immense. Like, you have so much sustain with Lex, you have so much shielding potential with the, of course, with Androxus, and Grover was always there using that ultimate to just, keep on living, keep those teammates alive. And King Bomb did absolutely nothing more than one time. So we saw probably 4 ultimates coming from Bomb King, but nothing came from it. But I think the second map is ready right now. What is it going to be, Kresnik?
It's going to be Splitstone Quarry. So not the first map this time for you, Merlot, but it will be the second in this set, and Sanguine want to be the ones to do it. I feel like they have to target Pickled Pepper just a little bit harder, though. I mean, I want to see them look at least towards this Grover that Field plays almost every single game, look towards this Torvald that goes through every single time. I mean, I can keep saying that, but the players actually need to listen or figure out another maybe answer for what they want to do. Maybe just pick it for themselves. They have the first pick, but last time maybe they want to get that Terminus for themselves, which got banned out. Maybe make Hero feel more comfortable and then let the rest of the draft fall out if they can ban the comfort picks for Pickled Pepper.
Did I say first map?
What? No. You said the last time you said that the first map wasn't Splitstone.
Oh yeah, okay. So
I said it's not the first map, but it was the last 2 sets. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't. No, you were right. You're right. I promise.
Did I call the first map out of nowhere? Yeah. Of course, yeah. Splitstone Quarry is basically like Jaguar. It's a very standard map. A little bit more verticality, to be completely honest. And there you go, by the way, Torvald actually getting banned from Pickled Pepper. But yeah, right now pretty standard. DPS are getting banned left and right. Victor is gone, Vivian is gone, but that means that you still have Meave, you still have Eevee, that they were like super strong in this particular map. And when you take a sniper, and such a sniper as Strix in this particular map, you're bound to see a lot of flankers coming your way. So Terminus, yeah, of course, because you want to have that little bit of a follow-up as an off-tank or as an anchor, but I think it's going to go off-tank pretty easily, following through Grover. And the sky's the limit. You have Meave, you have Eevee, you have Buck, you have Androxus still in the pool, still alive and kicking that you can use. And Ira, of course, coming from Sanguine, they need to find a composition. And again, Rom picked into Grover. Okay, let's see if something is going to change a little bit now.
I mean, I would have maybe liked, I don't know, the ROM definitely struggled last game. Ash, who is also still available. Yeah. Ruckus, who's also still available. Ruckus also phenomenal on this map, but you also kind of need to commit to that very, very aggressive composition. But yeah, I mean, Pickled Pepper, every map it's open, they're going to pick Grover. I mean, I've spoken to the players on that team. They think that Grover is arguably the best support in the game with all the extra utility he brings. No reason to pick it over some other characters that they have. And right now, Pickled Pepper.
Tyra.
Con and Tyra. It's a good combination for this map because you can play inside, very hard to burn down, very strong death ball composition so far.
Is this going to be a con that basically grabs you and throws you into the drills onto your left? Is that going to be it, for the final round, maybe for the first couples, if you have ultimate? I know that Tara has been, pretty consistent. We saw her a couple of games ago. The control is going to be huge, of course. The damage is going to be pretty sustained and pretty cut and clear. Bomb King coming up from Sanguine. So pretty much the same composition we saw before, but before it didn't work because Rom was basically sitting ducks. I think that's going to change, and that's going to be a Grok. And now I am confused. Now it's like, what are we going to do? Like, I was expecting something else, like a flanker, some mobility, some verticality, some Androxus. That's a Gronk. You tell me what's going to happen.
Nothing can stop the damage from the Grok coming in right now. They have no shields. They have no shields to stop that poke from coming in, so they're going to sit inside and they're going to use the Grok to just bounce back and forth and make it harder for the Damba to heal everybody up. So I don't hate it. I don't think it's going to be tough for them to play. I just think playing it into the Bomb King is what's going to make it difficult. If they ever try to get aggressive with it, it'll be hard, but what they're going to do is they're going to sit inside. They're going to farm Grok damage and farm Grok ult off of the tanks, and then they're going to use the Tempest should just burst out because they can't really play outside. But once they start moving that quickly, right? Once they can just use the movement speed to just break right out of the doors, how does Sanguine stop them? A fear maybe, but they'll probably have Resil at that point, and they will be able to just run them over if they're sitting close enough.
Pickled Pepper, you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. Ready to see what's going to happen into the next game, jumping into Splitstone Quarry. And yeah, I'm expecting great things out of this team. Of course, picks that we see a little bit often into the NA meta as Khan, such as Khan, of course. Tyra, we saw her today. Gronk, actually, that's the second time we see him today. So is this the Gronk era? Are we ready to talk about this? Are we ready for this conversation?
Maybe. It might be. I mean, his ultimate is great. The thing is, he just kind of struggles a lot of other places. He needs the range, really, to make things work out. We'll take a look at his build, but health, just to survive when he peaks the Strix, Lightning Rod for even more sustain. So just raw sustain being built effectively on their side. And you can tell that because Wonderful's playing Undying. Just a little bit of DR when he's low HP, and we'll see if that'll end up paying off for them, because I think there's a lot of ways to really do some damage to them.
They're going for the long run, and let's see what's going to happen right now into this second game. Ready for Splitstone Quarry. Braum right now having a little bit of trouble actually doing DPS and moving. Bomb King actually not doing that much damage, but the stun is going to be pretty huge right there. It's going to be annoying to deal with. Gronk consistently going in. The heals are getting stronger and stronger, and they are just collapsing onto the enemy team right now. Rom for the bait. He's running away. The other side, we see surviving just barely this Terminus. But right now, he's getting healed back, and Inara is basically alone by herself onto the right side. And nobody's going to chase after her. This is a very slow team, a very slow play, methodical play.
Yeah, for sure. This is how they wanted to play it. This is the smart way to do it. You keep map control. Wonderful can buy so much time on the objective fighting into them. But we'll look at this fight on the left side. Again, continuing to slow down this ROM, make him unable to go in. The Firebomb plus the Shock Pulse damage is making it so hard for Sanguine to break through.
Bomb King right now trying to find that kill, trying to find that opening. That's a really good start right there. He takes the first one. He's gonna go for the second one right there. Of course, Gronk trying to do a little bit of damage. But yeah, Sanguine actually taking those kills and taking the point. There's no way for Pickled Peppers to jump back into the fight.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think they can make it back in field. Maybe we'll try. He actually gets the touch and Whirlwinds. How does he make this happen in the middle of the whole team? He's going to walk away and get the overtime.
Yeah, overtime is there. He's not yet, and he actually gets the kill. What is going on, Mamma Mia? Right there, you can see the Khan actually going toe-to-toe against the Bomb King. He's not able to kill him. Takes a double kill right now, but after a long time, Gronk actually trying to do a little bit of DPS right there, trying to snipe through it. And there you go. That's the sustained damage that we were talking about before. Right now, Rom alone versus two people trying to, he's not able to actually touch the point, but man, oh man. That was super close. Way too close than we expected.
I don't even know. What a ridiculous turn there at the very end. The fact that they almost managed to get it. They still lose it, but that's still unreal. Quick now, basically just giving ult charge to them after getting overpowered in by the Khan. Legacy could have maybe used it, but just a little bit on the mid fight, but unable to do it with how low he was into that Bomb King. Now, taking that ground, this high ground, so impactful on the defense when you can hold it. So easy to spam down from above. They have a Strix to fight them. They can't really peek freely, especially when Gogurt's watching this angle here to catch someone who might be unwilling to avoid them.
We didn't have a chance to actually watch Strix from up close, but he's doing damage. He's present, like he's consistent as all hell right now. But not so many kills coming from him directly. He still needs to fight, you know, against the very huge targets, very bulky tanks, and takes a while, you know. He's just chipping health away over and over and over with those single shots.
Yeah, the burst damage from Strix, so still really impactful though. You have to respect it. You cannot stay in their way here. And Sanguine now, they've managed to break through that first choke, but when you lose your Strix, now Pickled Pepper are going to strike slowly, bullying them out and using their sustain to force them away from that low ground.
They're going for the slow play, of course, and they actually got the first kill on Poison. Poison actually doing a very great game, a very good job to, you know, getting that pressure out. Of course, they're getting bullied back into their spawn, back into their base, but there's no really clear-cut direction to punish this, you know, the Strix. I mean, he's there uncontested for a long time. Nobody's really gonna get him because you don't have mobility, you don't have verticality, you don't have really a way to get to him, and he can move clearly inside that cloak.
Look at that stall that Wonderful was able to do up top. Big distraction for them, but they might not be able to fight it really. Them sitting there still unable to trade any kills for it, but Legacy is still making them look at him up top, and now they're distracted, and Gokurt might be able to walk in for free.
If they take those kills, they're will able to push up, but it's still a huge amount of stretch, you know, a huge amount of time that you need to pull off for this insane push. So yeah, they still got the kills, they still got, you know, 4 seconds to go, but one single mistake and this defense is going to be successful.
They did force out the Whirlwind though, so they're not too unhappy about that. Now it'll be at least a little bit before Feel will have that available for this mid, but they're taking behind them. They don't realize that they're there. Emmett Payne now has to turn and deal with this Bomb King.
They need to pay respect against Bomb King and Rom. They basically went into the backline, taking freely a couple of kills, but nobody was onto the payload, and the defense is going to be successful for Pickled Pepper.
Yeah, they couldn't turn and deal with it, really. Having the tank over there, they needed to be able to get aggressive, but losing the second tank to replace on the point. Hero can't live forever, especially into a Tyra that's more or less not being stopped, so they give it up, but they force out the ultimate, and again, they're not too unhappy about that one. I want to look at this Terminus build, because I'll just look at the cards that he's running here. No healing on Blast, only Siphon regeneration by using Blast, so it's a different look for it. I'm a little surprised to see him not running any form of self-sustain really whatsoever here. Normally you see at least a little bit of healing on Blast, but he's playing the health, he's playing the 10% rejuve instead, but pause right now for the Pickled Pepper. Very high on the resilience here, but it makes sense. There's a lot of CC on the other side. There's an Inara, there's a Damba, there's the Flashbang, there's the Cataclysm. Every single character on that team has some form of CC. The Pickled Pepper are now just that much closer to dealing with.
Absolutely, and as we saw before, yeah, Terminus doesn't have that self-sustain, but he's keeping himself quite alive, to be honest. He was able to actually stay on point for more than enough time, and actually when they were bullying back, you know, the enemy team, they were able to just survive over a single shield and absorb. So I think he's doing well, thanks of course to Grok and the others, but yeah, we just need to see, because right now the game is super close. Nothing really happened apart from this immediate kill onto the Bomb King right now, and there comes the second one, and there goes the bullying against our Rom. Rom is going to be probably the next one to die. Oh, goes with the Cataclysm. There you go with the ultimate. There you go. It's launched right onto the back. There's no follow-up. There's no way to block him. It actually took another tank thanks to him, but he's still back into the fight.
The fact that they stacked the tanks actually made things so much harder for them, because now they started getting bounced on by that Grok, and still alive as them, but they lose Skeppy. That's a decent amount of damage that won't be there. Legacy, though, back. No overpower, just distracting. And Wonderful still capping this point relatively free.
And there you go. He's ready to respawn. Let's see what's going to happen, because they got time, they got space. He decided to basically go back and try again. There you go. Bomb King actually going for those two healers. Takes the Grok. He's going to find the Grover. Not successfully. So it's going to be a good trade-off, because it's 1-for-1. And right now they're dominating that point. But yeah, Pickled Pepper, they still have the Terminus. They still have the damage and the possibility to just jump in and respawn.
Yeah, as they contest the objective now, Wonderful did make it back and held on to that reanimate. Whirlwind will also keep them alive, maybe, but the retake now will be there for it. Crossfire comes in, all these ultimates at once, Marlo.
There you go. Man, they're popping left and right, and right now the pressure is going to be insane on that Inara. Overtime is flowing. Oh, God, the stun onto that fire. And basically, she killed herself right now, Khan, against Moldamba. Yeah, Pickled Peppers is going to take the point successfully, unless they touch with Rom. Rom is still there. He still has an ultimate ready to rumble and ready to roll. There you go. Right now, Grok trying to escape. We still have Strix. He's going to find that healer. That's the first shot. He's going to go with the second one. Now can do right now. There's no burst coming in. It still takes a lot of time to get a kill, but still gets it. That's going to be huge for them. Khan actually touching the point with a little tiny toe, but the objective is going to go down for Sanguine right now.
Yeah, Sanguine managed to make it happen again. Just the aggression from the tanks is actually kind of paying off for them, I think, what the Inara and Rom are able to do. And also, of course, Poison, I think, has really been stellar on this Bomb King, constantly finding picks out of what is more or less nothing. But I mentioned tank aggression. Hero wants to go in the back, but damage reduction runs out a little bit early, and he's sent rolling away back to this low ground.
Wake me up, because I'm watching a full-on nightmare stomp from Sanguine. Like, they're taking back the point. They're taking back the action. Right now, they're imposing their aggressive gameplay and game style onto the enemy team. Right now, Pickled Peppers does not have a way to counteract it. Took a couple kill right there. They're still going to chase down that Rom. Probably a kill, because he does not have a way to escape against those deep roots. But yeah, that was a pretty clear stomp onto that point. They're playing very well, both teams.
Yeah, I would agree for sure right now with how well these teams are trading back and forth. This is now looking a little bit more like that first versus second matchup that we were basically promised going into this right now. And Sanguine, they're back, they're ready to move. Hero moving up front, synced up a quick, and Bomb King actually in the back very, very well, but there's just too much damage, and the Whirlwind will slow this down even further. Yeah,
they're need to be ready to actually punish those healers as soon as the spell rotation goes off. Bomb King gets the right idea, and that's the kill for Poison. He's gonna go for the second one against the Tyra. He's flying through the air, trying to get that Khan, but he did more than enough for his team. And right now, Khan actually trying to punish that Inara, but there's just too much damage coming from all sides. And thanks to these tricks, of course, they're just pushing onto the last straw.
Yeah, with Quick right now sitting inside the mines, waiting for Poison to get here. Poison, again, been very impactful, cleaning up on everything that they were doing before. And also just straight up winning 1v1s against ulting Tyra, as you always want to see that if you're them right now. But a Tempest, again, catching them out, and they might be too slow to run away.
Watch out, the push coming from the Grok. There's the damage. There's the Rom that is basically impaired. These cannot run away. That's the second kill. Grok just going in. There you go, the DPS map that you're waiting for. Tyra actually pushing them away. That's gonna be 12 seconds. A little bit of a credit coming from Strix. Actually, they don't find the kill right there, but it's okay. Pickled Pepper right now defending successfully, but we saw that the entire match is being basically played inside the point. They're playing for kills. They're playing for that matchup, and I think we're gonna go for a 3-3. What do you think?
It's definitely possible with how back and forth it's been so far. Sanguine have been winning the mid-fights. Pickled Pepper have just been holding them with their composition, stacking everybody against each other up top. But that last mid was very close. I think now that they maybe have these morale boosts, now they have some items up, it could be a little bit easier to slow down the healing on this Rom, slow down the healing on this Inara when she gets pocketed by the Damba. I also want to point out, someone in chat mentioned it, and I think I'd be remiss to not bring it up myself. 45,000 healing on a damage Grok is very high for a that's not normal what you see, but they're getting so much utility out of this Maelstrom Grok, which just to prove he is still running, it's just impressive to see how much he's able to output just pure utility for his team.
Absolutely, and right now we see Rom onto the enemy back. Watch out, he does not get the kill. He's still trying to find that kill. Of course, Strix is gonna be there helping him out, but yeah, that was super close right there. Terminus is going to be the next one to go. He does not have the possibility to respawn because he's all by himself. They need to re-roll and reconfigure it right now because it's going to be difficult to find an opening.
Yeah, as they start trying to move together because their composition is played so tight on top of each other that they have to wait for everybody before they move in anywhere. But wonderful, he's back already, 69% on the point of climbing as they try to make that space. But distracted is everyone on the inside, and they should at least get OT. They just need to find a pick to accompany it.
They're paying much respect to that Bomb King, and right now Bomb is gonna roll down, take the first kill. He's gonna go with the second one. Not gets shut down from Grok. Grok right now on Beast, going onto the backline, trying to find that kill immediately onto the enemy healer. Moldamba says bye-bye, and right now Grok sends his regards.
Yeah, cleaning up the rest of the team, using the Tempest mobility, not just to speed up his team, but to send himself into the back line. And Sanguine now, what do they even have to retake this with? They have, what, Flashbang, I guess? And that's not really meant for that. Dread Serpent close, but not there quite yet.
Heart of the cards, my man. Heart of the cards.
They're going to have to, we'll see what the top deck is for help them actually turn this around.
I think if they find the stun with the Bomb King or even Rom, they can have the possibility to turn this around. But I just need to find that opening. And right now, Khan trying to do the super damage right there. Gets the poison. And of course, Quick is going to get quickly by Tyra. Damage is coming in. Grok right now making those plays, just basically shutting down Inara. She's dying over and over and over. Nobody's contesting streaks. It doesn't really matter though. Is at 70 basically HP, but yeah, the point is going to be lost. Pickled Peppers right now pushing through, getting those kills, going through the motions, and this cart is not going to stop rolling anytime soon.
The fact that they've managed to break through this high ground already looking better for Pickled Pepper to maybe keep this car rolling a little bit further, with Poison getting bullied out early here, Terminus right in the way, but with Quick Engaging trying to turn them around, but when they stop him like that, they can just hold strong here and use this Crossfire to kill the ROM.
Look at the amount of DPS that is coming from Tyra right now. The cleanup crew is coming in, and they're ready to roll and ready to bounce. They just need to get that Inara. Not going to be easy because right now she's pretty much babysit. But yeah, Grok right now rolling that DPS and rolling that healing. Is basically a one-man show, doing everything in his power to just push and give the team the advantage they need. Stomping through, there you go. Right now, Terminus a little bit on to the short side. Very, very scary for him to actually do that thing. I don't know if it was worth it, but a little bit too aggressive in my opinion.
Yeah, just pretty far forward on his side. Does eventually fall. And look at this. They see Skeppy here still. Will Skeppy actually trade out a kill? No, Hero makes the rotation in time to basically save the team. In a minute and 10 seconds remaining, Sanguine can now move forward and contest from that high ground. But they're not going to. They're going to sit back. But they maybe getting a little bit less value out of Gogurt this way. They have to cross him, but they can do that and re-heal with that double support plus con shout composition that they have. Close enough to make something happen. They're just going to do it from mines.
Grokert is basically splitting them. They're all running inside, you know, the sideline secrets right now. Not super useful because Rom is all by himself. Nobody's basically healing him and paying attention to him. Poison actually able to get a double kill right there because, of course, they're all packed up. So it's super easy for him to actually get it done. And yeah, Gokert goes with the cleanup. And they just won the defense. And as I said before, yeah, they're going to go with a 3-on-3 point. Everything is going to be played onto this last matchup.
And I want to see what they, if they spend anything or if they play super safe here, because maybe they could convert. These fights are close if they're willing to spend ultimates, but Hero already contesting the cart in a solid position, forces them in to look at him with Gogurt here. This is such a difficult push to turn around, but we'll see how they
The question is, are you willing to spend it all? Are you willing to actually use those resources in this particular push? I think they can if they find a kill. And remember, Bomb King is such an easy, squishy pick to take. Right now, Rom actually going in. Watch out, Bomb King coming from the back, getting that damage up. Nobody's actually touching the payload. You need to be very aware of Bomb King actually coming through. He doesn't find the kill right now. He actually gets punished a little bit, but thanks to Rom, gonna be saved, and Gokurt, of course, finding that double kill. Terminus all alone by himself, and I think that's pretty much it.
Wait a minute, they threw the Rom off. They had to send the squishies to the point. Rom doesn't have run to come back. Pickled Pepper!
What?
They just kept it from right in front of them off of the overpower. Rom, he didn't have his run, Merlot. They just threw him off. Legacy just caps right in front of them because everybody collapses on the point after.
It was basically done. They got the 2 kills. They got the advantage. They got the numbers. But they didn't have the body to actually stop it. I am blindfolded by this immense play. I'm blindsided. I mean, I have a blindfold because I did not see that coming. That's for sure. But still.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sanguine, look at those stats. I mean, even against not with the ROM on their team, right? The damage dealers on their team were just doing so well, but heads up play by the tanks at the very end puts it just completely out of reach for them. Legacy and Wonderful did great, but Emit Pain ends up barely topping the damage charts with 155,000 and a respectable 68k healing on top of that.
I really didn't expect that. I wanted to see, you know, a final matchup at least before the next round, but they didn't give that to me. Gokurt doing an incredible job, as you can see by the stats. Of course, Poison picking up those kills pretty easily. It was just unexpected. It came down to mechanics and positioning more than kills, you know, in a nutshell, or broad difference of power because they didn't have the bodies. They didn't have the advantage. They just had a terminus. They didn't spend any resources to actually get those last couple of kills. But yeah, completely out of nowhere, they took the bait. They took those, they lost people, but they still managed to get in. I don't know, man. I'm really... I mean, we had so many good games, so many one-sided games also, that yeah, you expect a little bit of a resistance. But once again, Pickled Peppers, top of the charts for a reason. And I think we're ready to get in a little bit of a pause, so don't go anywhere. We're ready for the PPC after a short break. And we're back to the PPC. My name is Merlo. With me, Kresnik TV, and we're ready for the next game on Stonekeep. Right now, Picks and Mans. Kresnik, what do you expect? What do you want to see right now?
I still want to see Sanguine maybe target them a little bit more, but I mean, I guess they're so close, right? That game could have gone 3-3. That game could have been down to this really impactful point fight at the end, but it could have gone either way, right? So Sanguine probably not feeling too bad about their bans. Also, being first pick means that they can take that Torvald for themselves. They can take the Grover for themselves, even if they want to go the direction of denying Pickled Pepper from things they're comfortable with. But Victor and Vivian taken out first immediately, and Genos to follow. So same exact bans as last game, including the Torvald. It's a straight repeat of the first few. We'll just see if Sanguine decide to keep that MO in the first pick, and they won't. They will take away Feels Grover, and on Stone Keep. It's a great pick, and now Pickled Pepper don't have a chance to utilize it.
True, you still have Willow, though, that you can use to basically shut him down as soon as he gets the ultimate up, but also Strix, exactly. As we said before, times and times again, on Stone Keep, you can pretty much play anything you want, but if you want to play snipers, you can, and they're pretty much covered. There's no way you can jump into them unless you have like a vertical pick, like Androxus. Eevee like is doing such great plays on this particular map. But yeah, right now it doesn't seem to be so for Sanguine that they're going with Cassie and Khan right now. Pretty strong picks, you know, pretty standard. Khan actually did a pretty good job onto the last game. We shall see what's going to happen on Stone Keep. You have plenty of opportunities to use your ultimate and basically get that free kill. Ash is going to come up for Pickled Peppers. Moldamba, of course, that's a pretty good setup. What do you want to pair with it? Like a fine wine. If you have a Strix, what do you want to have with it?
I mean, any flanker to follow up on your damage, right? Or if you're playing like them, maybe someone to just kind of stay in the way and peel for you, like a close range character that'll just play right next to that Terminus and stuff. But we know they're going to be deathballed. They can kind of just play whatever they're honestly feeling. Right now, though, they want someone to get aggressive with that Ashe, I think, is the most important thing. But Inara, Khan picked something aside. This is a great defensive composition that Sanguine have gotten so far. And Kinessa to follow up, so that's going to be for Gogurt. Poison going to be piloting that Cassie. For me, that Cassie, I think that's actually just to deal with the Strix, by the way. I feel like they're going to just dive the Strix and use Scout and try to find kills on him that way. Because otherwise, I don't see why you'd prioritize Cassie over, I mean, even a Shaolin to fight the Ashe, or even Silence Arrow on the Shaolin to stop the Terminus from using Siphon.
I mean, pretty much last game it was uncontested. Like, Strix had the ability to do whatever he wanted, and never once had the opportunity to get shut down from, you know, Sanguine side. And right now they don't want to see the same thing happening, you know, to Pickled Pepper. And as I said before, Leanne kind of feels that sweet spot that we need. Like, she's super strong, medium and short range, because you can basically, you know, pop heads off or do a little bit of a cleanup on those Strix damages. But also on long range, you can use your ultimate. You have survivability. You can slide around. You have mobility, you know, to pick off kills. I think it's going to be the right pick right now, especially since you have so many nooks and crannies you can utilize to get away from the enemy team. But I think we're ready. We need to jump into the game. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a clean 3-0, but these teams are playing at a highest level right now, and they're pretty much even.
Yeah, for sure. And I find it, I want to say, interesting to see Shield Dash coming out here in this close fight. That's kind of their supplement, I guess, for that Khan. But nope, he actually already swapped it. Speak of the devil, they take it away and they go to Battering Ram instead. So that damage reduction legacy playing a more standard, I think, style of Ashe. Very standard build as well with a Vanguard 3, Lifesteal, Shoulder Bash cooldown. So a lot here as they go to meet each other inside. Legacy's Flak Cannon is going to do a lot to cleave through that team and apply Cauterize.
Yeah, as you said before, they're just basically collapsing onto the enemy team. And Ara, luckily, actually using that wall, try to get a couple of people, but it's not going to be enough. And Kinessa, super free to do whatever she wants and take those kills. So kills are coming through for Poison and Quick, and they need to basically fall back a little bit. Pickled Pepper, not the easiest first round right now, but they still got potential. They still have a way to get through. Maybe, yeah, this one will be the unlocker, because that's a first kill. That's going to be huge against the Kinessa.
Yeah, for sure. Losing that Kin is really impactful, because the Kinessa flank was really what opened the door for them, I think, here. But Poison is in a good spot, forces him at Pain away, but now Legacy is ready to fight the inside. No DPS with Met, and they could catch him out, and they're going to. They catch him. Yep. No one rotates with them, and that's a big surprise from Pickled Pepper. They're usually so together.
That's a body that you're basically going to lose for free, and right now there's nobody that can deal with the, yeah, all the others, and nobody can deal with Inara as well as them. So yeah, I don't know. Sanguine takes the first point. Nobody helped Ashe for no reason, but okay. I mean, I'll take it. As soon as Sanguine takes maybe the 2-0, we are going to be mindful of them. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, for sure. Sanguine look like they can keep this rolling, especially with these ultimates. They're getting close to coming up quick with that overpower. will really make things easier, especially to counteract the Ashe. But Scout not used for a dive onto Skeppy, but Skeppy, they don't need it. Skeppy just gets killed by Gogurt, losing that sniper duel, basically 100-0. Now Gogurt more or less uncontested with his Eagle Eye in main.
Yeah, indeed, they're ready to go, and they have the whole map for themselves right now. Poison taking a lot of kills. Oh my god, Pickled Pepper, they do not have the possibility to back them down. They still have an Ashe that can basically go in, split them back, do a little bit of damage. She's trying to contest as much as possible, but yeah, they need to respawn and relocate because Kanessa is basically untouched, and yeah, she's doing the most damage. She's doing the most annoying thing in the world, which is taking headshots, taking names, and trying to back you into the respawn.
Yeah, especially the burst from Eagle Eye, too. I mean, 2100 on your team immediately is very hard to deal with. Looks at the Whirlwind now. She's on the other foot. Whirlwind helps them break through, but Sanguine uses Headhunter, try to find somebody, and they force Fuel to hide behind that statue.
Absolutely. Right now, trying to get those kills as quickly as possible. Nothing happening right now, apart from a stun on Ashe. There's no follow-up. Pickled Pepper still trying to trade evenly, and they're coming back and forth, back and forth. They still have a Terminus ultimate right now. They don't want to fall behind. Terminus is going to try to keep the pace up. Ashe in a very good spot, but still super dangerous for her to be exposed like that.
Yeah, I can say I feel bad for Fuel right now because he's stuck behind the statue against a Kanessa. I mean, literally, what does he do? He can't move anywhere. This is the only spot that he's going to be safe. And right now, it might not even be as safe. They lose the top left because of that knockback, and Sanguine are flooding in.
Watch out, Terminus is not able to hold for much longer right now. He's going to jump onto the enemy team, but what cost? He's actually holding the middle ground and backs against the wall. Hopefully, the enemy team is going to collapse a little bit because those kills are coming in. But yeah, that was super risky for them. A couple of kills more. Sanguine does not have the upper hand right now, and then do not have the high ground. Leanne actually behind the box. Oh wait, what up? What up? What's gonna happen? Hold the phone. Terminus needs to jump in. It does at the last second, but Balnaba, since he did not trust his teammate, needed to basically jump on that payload, dying himself. Right now, Terminus trying to stay alive for as much as possible. Leanne doing a great job dealing that DPS onto the Ashe. Terminus jumping back away. He has the ability to absorb, but Inara does a little bit of a cleanup thanks to Kanessa onto the backline. There's no way they're able to survive this onslaught right now. Ashe a little bit onto the left side, getting shot down. That's going to be a successful push for Sanguine. Going to get 2-0.
What a great use of ultimates there by the N2 hero, spending that ult when he's basically 1 versus 3 just to buy time for his team to come back and follow up that final kill. So ridiculous, honestly, there to end things. The Sanguine start this off 2-0. Not what we expected from how that map went. Love seeing that kind of play. They also stopped Fuel from spending his ultimate, but Pickled Pepper held on to a lot, and Sanguine looked like they felt pressured into spending some of what they had. So it looks like, I mean, Dread Serpent, Assert Dominance, all going to be very impactful for them to find a pick here early if someone gets isolated.
Yeah, we saw how basically Terminus was waiting before going into that payload, and at that point you force Maldamba to jump down, but as you said before, as soon as you're outside in the open, Kanessa is going to snipe you down, and that's exactly what happened. So they need to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more mindful next time. But yeah, also Kanessa, completely uncontested for it.
Yeah, protected by Quick as well, so they need to find a way to get past him. But for now, they're just going to play this poke game. Wonderful is contesting as long as he can and has Reanimate, so they'll have another chance to do it as Hero is sent running away from all that extra damage that they have here. But here comes the contesting. Quick looks like he missed the overpower. That was so impactful, and now they have to throw Hero in, who might not be able to survive all the damage.
Positive right now, seeing those kills coming in right now. The turnaround from Pickled Peppers. We see Ashe coming in, trying to get that Kanessa. She gets the kill thanks to Leanne, and Ken, it's going to be all alone by itself, but Comeback Mechanic coming in. They got the point. They're ready to roll.
They can keep this rolling. Legacy using those ultimates that they had saved up from losing that defense earlier to turn it around. Now the Assert Dominance and the Reanimate both so impactful here, but early pressure on the right side forces Gogurt away, and now Hero kind of on an island trying to contest, but Legacy perfectly gets away from that wall, and now Pickled Pepper just going to let that cart roll for free.
They got tons of damage, Pickled Pepper, right now to just deal with the enemy team, and they have so many possibilities to actually get those kills and push in up in the way and get that point. But yeah, to get that gamer bread, you need to pop some heads. And right now, Strix needs to be on action and get those kills.
And look at this right now in main, actually. Wonderful getting a little aggressive and forcing out that whirlwind. It looks like up top was the rest of that damage. But this card's still moving, and Aura still hasn't rotated to contest it. Finally, Hero gives up that left side and hold that space. But both areas being held by backlines. But Gogurt maybe a little bit too close here to this choke. He can do the same job from far away, but manages to get away, and they might get Wonderful out of this.
Yeah, and there you go. They take another kill onto that Terminus. Incredible, well played from Inara. She waited just long enough, give it that left space, and then wall them off just to get a couple of kills. Worked pretty well, but yeah, you need to be more careful because that was super scary. Of course, if you are gonna die with Inara, there's no way the others are gonna, you know, let you take the payload or even defend it. So she was super risky right there, but well played nonetheless. They're pushing through.
The flashbang opening was great. I mean, the Skebby comes in, he catches them with one. The rest of Sanguine actually not contesting at all. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see how they rotate back over and actually make it to contest this card.
Watch out for Strix. Makes a kill right there. That's the opening. That's the unlock. Because you have Grover completely out of position. He's going to go with the second kill right there. Khan is going to get pushed back far and away. There's not enough time to get back onto that payload. Inara could be the next one if they focus her enough. But remember, she can basically hog walls and stay behind and wall herself off. But she doesn't have enough time. Not enough cooldown, and she's gonna die. Nobody is gonna jump onto that point right now because Khan is still up in the air. Onto the other side, we see Molzamba actually healing himself over and over again. We have the Terminus. No ultimate though. Are they gonna lose it or they're gonna fight it until the end? I don't know, but Inara is back in action. We still have Khan. We still have Leanne poking from the back line. Yeah, Terminus is gone. I don't think they're gonna continue. It's gonna be too risky and too hard to push right now.
Yeah, for sure. There's no way they end up doing it. Actually, I want to say great heads-up play by Hero because he walled off. He walled between the Terminus and the Damba, and Damba needs line of sight to heal, so absolutely no healing was able to happen there. Only the gourd on the floor, and that's not enough to keep a Terminus alive through an onslaught of damage that came in there. But both snipers currently topping the damage charts. I didn't know you could stand here. So it looks like
now you do. Now you know.
My camera actually, unfortunately, when it disconnected from him, got stuck in the wall, so I can't even tell where he's standing. But interesting to see that one coming out here from them. Emit Pain though on this Leon, I think also pretty impressive though. Not a pick we normally see, and not even with a pocket, but having that long distance burst damage helping quite a bit when you have to deal with this Kinessa.
That's the technical knowledge we know, because once again, Kinessa a little less, you know, impactful in this round particularly, but still, they need to find a better opening, I might say, because they don't have a flag, so it's just a matter of who snipes first. Right now, Khan just going in, you know, full balls hard, deep into this team fight. A little bit of a problem because, yeah, he went deep, but he's going to die pretty soon. Onto the other side right now, we see Strix training kills left and right. Inara's going to be alone on her point, and yeah, Pickle Pepper ready to go for another point and another push.
Yeah, and Hero unable to contest that point because he wanted to dive in with his team, but the fact is Pickle Pepper, Wonderful, just capped the whole time. They had that cap time, they used that double comeback, and they were able to just keep it in their control for the entirety of it right now, though. Sanguine, they have a decent defensive hold, I think. I like how they're enabling the sniper, but I just don't necessarily like how far forward Gogurt's been playing this. Some of the angles are decent, but I feel like you just want to abuse your distance as a sniper a little bit more. Also, Quicks didn't spend his overpower that mid. That's one of the best ults in the entire game, and he held on to it to try to go for an aggressive dive.
Indeed, I think onto the angle side, he has a little bit of a problem dealing with Strix, because as soon as you deal with him, you then have, of course, Leanne coming onto the backline trying to snap you down as well, so he's not having a super easy matchup, but right now he just took a double kill out of nowhere. So I guess I'm just making this up. But yeah, he's having troubles. Like, as soon as you turn an angle, you're gonna find damage coming through. You're gonna find projectiles, and that's what made him, you know, die over and over again, or at least back off for a couple of seconds.
Oh, Steve barely escapes from Skeppy. That was so down to the wire for him actually managing to hide from that sight line here. But Hero, the only member of Sanguine moving forward. Everyone else playing their distance and playing the poke game. Space being taken up top too, but Legacy's solo holding them off. Can't do it for too long if someone else comes up, as they realize that too, so they're going to rotate to help him, and maybe they might catch someone off guard holding this upper lane.
Ooh, this is going to be a long snipe right there. Watch out, because Strix says the better angle right now. Knessa, though, finds the kill right there. Pickled Pepper needs to find an opening, and quick and fast. They need to find those kills. Right now, Knessa going against Dash. Knessa saw a little bit of action going on to that, you know, top right position. Gets the first headshot onto Strix, but no kill were found. 40 seconds to spare. Not enough time to actually set a decent push, at least on Stone Keep, because everybody's alive. So you need at least to find that snipe, that opening, that kill with Strix. But that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, especially with how far back they can sit there. Knessa makes things very easy on this defense, but he has to be careful. Skeppy looking for it in pain, finds it for him there from mid.
There you go. They can basically cross streams and get a couple of kills right now. Leanne is pushing out to the left. Watch out, Inara. She's dead. There's no bodies to actually be able to jump onto that payload. Khan is going to get shot pretty easily. The fear comes in. He's going to fall down pretty much so. And Pickled Pepper takes another point. It's going to be a 3-on-3 matchup. And they didn't waste a single resource. They did not use a single ultimate that time. That's going to be huge for them right now.
Oh my, I've never seen someone die the way that Quick just died. Okay, he got shoulder bashed by the Ashe. As he was in the air from the shoulder bash, he landed on the railing on the very edge of the map, and then he got Damba feared on the edge of the map. So he just ended up walking off while standing on the railing. Just a unfortunate series of events for Quick there on this con, but 5 ultimates basically coming up here for Sanguine. Pickled Pepper only used the Dread Serpent for that cap. I gotta say, are they gonna hold on to this overpower for the entire time here just to have it to counter the assert dominance? I think they might need to just spend it to get an opening pick, because what they've been doing before wasn't really working.
Let's see, because right now they have the high ground. I don't know, man. Before, yeah, Con was unfortunate. I think they had the focus. Oh, that's the first kill. Watch out. Strix is gone. Quickly onto the other team, we see the rebound coming in from Leanne. Actually, Khan in a very tight spot. The shield is down. They're going to rush him down pretty easily. Grover actually used the ultimate. They're still going through it with the motion. 46% coming on from Pickled Peppers. They're all backed up inside church. They don't have a single ultimate. The healer goes down. The poison goes down. Watch out. Quick is going to try to get a kill, but he gets shot down before he can do even anything. Quadra kill coming up with Skeppy. My God, such a good player in such a good fashion.
Quick scoping Strix runs them through near the end and seals things up for Pickled Pepper, ending up with the win over Sanguine in a 3-0. And I don't think anyone wanted this game to be a 3-0. Everyone was like, oh, first versus second. This is going to be a super close contested match. And it was, but Sanguine, oh, that was the highest I've ever been in my life. And it was, but Sanguine have never necessarily, never closed out a map. Pickled Pepper always had it. The answers in the final rounds, they were the ones who clutched it out when it came down to it.
And this was the closest one. And even though we saw Knessa taking up the first kill, didn't matter, because soon after, of course, we saw Leanne, thanks to the ultimate, actually getting off that 1v1, and that basically unlocked everything. I think also the fact that they basically backed up inside church with no way of getting out, then the kill on Grover changed everything, because after that, you didn't have anything to actually jump on point and get those heals up. Count also losing a ton of time with that ultimate, getting sniped off right at the end, and then basically signed off the losing streak for Sanguine. They had the closest match ever right here on Stone Keep, but they didn't make it.
Yeah, they couldn't end up making it happen in the end. I am a little bit interested in the early choice of the con by Sanguine. I think Quick, I mean, he got out damaged by Grover. That's not shocking, because Grover does a lot of damage, as we found out from earlier today, but the ultimates just didn't connect. Even the ones that did, he died during the one that he got, as Skeppy got that quad near the very, very end. But interesting pickup, I think. The Grover, I think, actually paid off for Sanguine. I think we might see that rise in priority maybe in this region, and I will actually say there was a little bit of contention between these teams afterwards, where they fought, they had a bit of a drama argument in about 4 different channels of Discord after this game was over, between Hero and Feel, where they were both accusing the other of being one tricks on their respective
Oh,
champions.
oh, I see. I get the one tricks in chat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's fine. I mean, if you're one trick and they don't ban it, you're good to go. I don't know. I think, as you said before, Grover is gonna rise, into the picking phase because he has such a good potential, to just quickly pick the entire team and kill them up, and you're ready to reset and respawn onto the point and take that rebound. But yeah, more times than another, we saw him getting countered, maybe from Willow, maybe, getting sniped at, this time particularly from Strix. But we saw Victor just getting kills over and over and over on him out of nowhere. So yeah, I think it just needs a little bit of a tune-up. And yeah, people will be able to play him well, in the upcoming weeks. I think that one is one pick that we're going to see more of, in the upcoming weeks. Plus Torvald. Like, Torv is getting picked a lot. That bubble shield is getting stronger and stronger and stronger because people just found out that you can basically spam marks, on a single flank, and is ready to carry the entire game.
Yeah, for sure. Torvald definitely has a chance to run away with it, and he is getting picked up a little bit more in other regions, but I'm not concerned about other regions right now. I'm worried about North America because on the other side of this 5-minute break, Yeezy PogChamp versus Flashpoint, last NA match of Week 9. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.